Hey YouTube, how is it going? I hope all is well. Today we're going to build this thing in real time. You can probably see I've already done a little bit of the tiddly work. I've been out here already for a couple of hours and just kind of getting things ready. This is not a fast process, and I do not expect people to stick around for very long to watch me do this kind of thing. So, I know there's not too many of you in here right now, so I'm going to try to kind of get things. I'm new to this whole streaming thing, so hold on just while I kind of make sure all my bearings are set. Stream member. Oh, that's cool. Oh, dang. There's 3 of you in here now? 2 of you at least? That's crazy. All right. Hey, guys. I'm going to get up another stream or screen here so I can actually see what you guys are saying. I'm realizing now I can't see the comments. So we're going to set it up so I can see the comments. I'm going to try to answer them as I go along. So bear with me here while I kind of get my bearings set. I think this is only my second or third. Nah, it's my like 4th live stream, but I'm not used to this. Just saying. Not used to this at all. I figured this would be the easiest way to do this, to be honest. 2 reasons. There we go. Now I can actually see the chat. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I haven't had much luck with the timing on that yet. I'm still working on how to make it so I can see them quicker. So do bear with me as I work that stuff out. But in either case, let me shrink this down and make that go not there. I want it to go right there. Thank you. And I want this one to go. Sorry, I'm adjusting my windows here so I can see everything all at once. All right. So, obviously, we have the pedal in front of me. I have done a couple things just because if I had tried to do this in real time with you here, you'd have been gone hours ago because it's literally taking me a long time to get these things kind of bent up the way they are. I already know for a fact that this is going to end up having to get redone at some point in the near future because it is just not, and I repeat, just not how I want it to be. The standard of quality does not meet my, it just doesn't meet my standard. But we're going to do this. This is the prototype. We don't know if it's going to work. We don't know anything, actually, so we're just going to keep going at it. What am I drinking today? We've got some Gentleman Jack. I'm waiting for a sponsor to come along. I'm being evil because I'm also drinking it out of a Maker's Mark glass. So whoever wants me to get sponsored, line up first. I'm here. I'm waiting for you. And cheers to that, by the way. As always, you should have a drink of choice in front of you at all times, within arm's reach. So, I do have the iron hot. Get some smoke going. Let me get the first thing done. And yes, I am wetting the tip first. I know some people are against that, but let me tell you, I'm not worried. All right, so I'm going to put this one in here. I kind of tried to come up with a game plan off the get-go because I already knew that this wasn't going to be fun. And I do apologize. I am mildly nervous for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is that I'm really kind of new to this whole live thing, and I'm not a huge fan of it yet. Mainly because I've been burned a couple times already. OBS has not been friendly to me in that regard. I am actually super duper amazed that it worked for me this time. I have done and spent quite a bit of time doing some optimization to make sure that I don't get burned again like I did the last couple times. Because I kid you not, the last couple times I did this, it was brutal. And I have to apologize. My eyesight's starting to go in my older age. So I'm just kind of trying to get these things down in there. And I don't know if I got it in there or not. Doesn't look like it. Sure no. Yeah. I apologize if the sound is going in and out. I have the mic in front of me, but that does not mean that I have it in front of me correctly. So I need that to go. There we go. That's what I was looking for right there. You see that? You see how it just went in there like it was supposed to? So I want these to cross over each other like that for a reason. That is just a me thing. We'll see why here hopefully in a moment. And if you wouldn't mind, there we go. Boop. I think that's good enough. So for iron temperatures, for those of you, sound is fine. That's good. That's good. My fear is that as I get off axis of the mic, it'll get a little too quiet or fluctuate too much. My hope is to try to keep it not. So, all right. So what I want to do is get these things twisted. So we're going to give them just a couple of McTwists in here. Not too many. We don't need to go crazy. I've kind of learned over the years that there's really not much of a need to get them hyper twisted. Now, it's different when you're using higher gain amplifiers. When you've got a lot of stages and you've got a lot of heater wire running around, obviously then things are going to make a difference. But now you can kind of see why I was shooting to do what I was doing here. No, I run temp. Sorry, I started to talk about that. I run the temp right around 735 to 740. My whatchamacallit, whatever you want to call it, is pretty reasonable, and I feel like that's a semi-accurate. It's not going to work. It's a semi-accurate number. Now, as to why I picked that number, it just seems to flow the best. It depends on what I'm doing, though. If I'm working on turrets, and I'm going to try to keep this in shot, I'm sorry. But if I'm working on the turrets, sometimes if there's a lot of things going into the same turret, like 3 wires or something like that, then I'll crank the temperature up. Damn, son. So, I find that it just gets it, like, you melt it and it's done, like, right freaking now. And that's how I like to roll anyway. I just want to get it done. So, I don't want to sit there with the heat on there any longer than I need to. And, yeah. So, that is a me thing. It's not necessarily the best. But I've had good luck with it in my builds. And what I find is that I get the solder nice and clear, like shiny, I guess is the word for it. Shiny's good. Have to be fast. Yeah, that's the thing too. Yeah, get in, get out. Try not to let the heat sit there too long. So this thing's gonna probably get cut like I'm gonna guess. I can't see it. And right, I'm gonna go with that. All right, get that out of the way. I probably don't need that anymore. I can see the fun stuff. So that was actually a bit longer than I need it to be honest. Not too much longer than I need it to be, though. I'm just gonna give it a little nip. You can see why I don't really do a lot of these build videos like in real time with all you guys, because I'm pretty anal about things. So I'll sit there and dink with it for a long time before I decide that I'm happy with that. And I need to peel just a little bit more off of there. And yes, these are the Harbor Freight ones. Sorry, I'm still a little jittery. I'm still actually kind of nervous. So, I'm not that kind of guy yet. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm working on that whole comfort thing. I am outside of my comfort zone for sure right now, I can tell you that. So, bear with me. Let's do it like that. And I want a little bit more. There we go. That should work. And I think I even got the other one in there. That's the big thing. So what I did was I folded, you probably can't tell, but I folded the whatchamacallits over onto each other. And that is obviously meaning that I need to get both of them tied up into that mess. And I heard it click there. There we go. You shouldn't blow on them, by the way, but I do. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. They say you're not supposed to blow on it. I don't know how much truth there really is in that. There's nothing worse than having that thing sit there for 20 minutes trying to, solidify and getting all kinds of weird. And then I want the wire to pull some in. There we go. It's not teabag. Not teabag at all. And let's get just a little snippy. There it is. Now we can do some prettying up here. So there's the heater wires kind of in place right there. I think we can live with that. And it probably doesn't matter because I know it's already going to be, yeah, that one's done pretty good. I don't like how that pulled up, but this is not teabag. There we go. Pretty low. Did what I kind of wanted it to do. So the reason I'm trying to get these things down nice and low is because this thing has to fit with the lid over the top. And I still got wires that need to go over the top of all of that. So we're trying to make sure that this thing stays pretty low. Pretty low. I'm too old to rush anything anymore. I'm going to be honest in saying I'm a lot older than I sound. Certainly a lot older than I act. I'm a teenager perpetually. But I'm getting up there in age. I just never got the whole political thing. So I don't do well in business situations, I guess. CEOs, I kind of just treat them like they're, my next door neighbor. Sometimes it goes over well, sometimes it doesn't. Having done sound for 30 years and working with many CEOs over the years, you just kind of learn they really just like actually being around real people, normal people. And I think they kind of appreciate it because, it's not normal to them for people to treat them like humans. Most people tend to treat them like they're walking on water. I can tell you right now, we're not going to get through the whole thing. I'm probably just going to do the main parts. We'll get all the major parts put in. Mainly just because this is going to be a long video. So let's do something right now, though, just to make sure that we haven't goofed anything up. I've got Mr. Beep Beep here. And all we want to do is make sure that things go. Because I'm funny. Yep. I'm not worried anymore because if I touch this one over here to that one, yeah, we have things done there, and I already know those for a fact. Do I like that? I do not like that. So obviously, in trying to be light on the amount of solder that I put in there, sometimes you end up a little light on the amount of solder that you get in there. And I want that to be a little bit dirtier. All right. Yes. Much more yes on that. All right. Cool. Okay. So I've got to come up with a plan of attack now. So I've got a couple different ways I can do this, and this is something I hadn't actually worked out yet. I can either put all my criss-cross wires here over the top, so that's what these guys here are for. This guy here is my parallel triode, and if you're looking at it, I got a couple things that won't stay put, but if you're looking at it this way, this is my input over here, which means that this is my input side, and then I go and do that and drop the freaking thing out that I was talking about. So yeah, that's just I guess how it's going to be today. So I have these jumpers that go over the top of this particular tube here, but I've also got a bunch of little parts that need to go in there, and I'm debating on how I want to do this because it's going to get very fiddly, and I kind of fit everything very nicely and tightly in there. So I think what I'm going to do is get these guys in first, and I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of cutting. I don't want to get all the cutting out of the way. I'm just going to get some of the stuff so we can make it. So I don't wrap leads around crap. I know some people think that's a sin, but I don't find any value in it. There we go. See, that's why I don't cut things sometimes, because now I'm really going to end up having to work to hold that thing in place. With my old age, my eyesight is going. So what I could do, I guess, is solder that there in that kind of spot right there in hopes that it will stay put. But as you can imagine, I now have to run a wire that also goes over the top into that. And I'm hoping, because I also got to get this guy up in there, I'm hoping that I can get the wire in there and these guys, because they're pointing in opposite directions, so it turns into quite the pain in the butt. So I'm trying to work with the plate side of things first, and I don't know if that's how I want to do it or not. I think what I'm going to have to do, though, because it is evident that this guy doesn't like to sit still, is solder this guy, at least tack it in place. Now what I might do, because I was smart and left me a little bit of a kink there. I'm pretty sure, well, you know what? I don't even know for sure that's where it's going to go. So, you know what? I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to cut this a little bit. I apologize. I know this is not exciting, and I'm trying to talk to you. He cut them from frost strips with the CNC. Oh. Get the tag strips. No, I did not cut the strips with CNC. These are actually the tag strips you can find on like Antique Electronic Supply. They are just a thing there. See, that's why I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Randy, how's it going, my man? Good to see you. No, I got these from as I was saying, Antique Electronic Supply, and they have all kinds of stuff like this. I am gonna make an attempt to do something here. I'm going to attempt to just tack this in place, which might be a bad idea, but it might work. Is it gonna? No, because why would it? It would be nice if it would stay put long enough. Probably gonna jump the heat up a little bit. I'm gonna run it up to 750. Remember I was mentioning turret boards. Sometimes the turret boards, or turrets, excuse me, require a little bit of extra work. And this thing's just gonna make me look a fool. I can just tell you right now, it's just gonna make me look a fool. I'm not trying to solder it in place at the moment, though. So I'm kind of just hoping to tack it, kind of. Just want it to stick. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just not going to do it. All right. Fine. Fine. It's going to make me work, is what it's going to do. So part of the thing is you got to get heat on the spot that you actually intend to, you know, put parts down on. So if you don't actually get the heat on the part that you're looking to stick things to, it just ain't gonna stick. So now it will stick. And if you wouldn't mind cooling down, there it goes. There. Oh, imagine that. How convenient. Yeah, don't you laugh at it. It's a pain in my ass, man. It's making me fucking work. And making me look like a fool. So many little things, darn it. So, there we go. See, that one wants to play by the rules. Alright. So, this one I am going to get dirty with, though. Alright. Do I want to cut it first? No, I'll cut it after. You're watching me do this in real time, and it's boring, I'm sure. Some ASMR for you. It's absurd. That'll work. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut this there-ish. Alright, so I got these things kind of in a spot at the moment, at the very least. There you go. Kind of just see. They're just kind of tacked in there, and it won't focus, you fuck. Close enough. Alright. So, let's move on. I am going to cut that a little bit shorter, because it'd be my luck I'll freaking slam my finger on the end of it or something like that. Probably going to anyway, but All right. Where do I want to go with this thing? I do want to push that down just a skirsh. Yeah, that's about where it wants to live. All right, so now what we're going to do is stick the wire in there. And then this is where the good stuff happens. So as you can see, I've got the wire. And that's where we want that to fit in there, right? And ching. It's like a swoid. Swoid. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It is pretty slick, I think. I mean, my middle name is Slick Rick. I'm kidding. I don't have a middle name. Thank you for letting me know, by the way. I appreciate that, Lefty. Or I believe it was Lefty anyway. One of you guys I know was saying, hey, White Ring O' Death. I can see that I at least have a couple of you. I can tell you I haven't done a whole lot. As soon as I started to realize that things were going south, I, of course, went down that aisle. So my apologies. It's apparent that I need to up my OBS game or find another software or spend some more money on computers. I mentioned, so I kind of had a what do you want to call it? I had two options. It was either record this in, with the phone or whatever and just post it as a video. And I thought, well, you know what? That's going to be a really long video and people aren't going to be that interested in it. And, there's no point. So I figured I would do it live because at least then if you weren't interested in it, you could just whatever. But then my thought was, okay, cool. I can take the live video down and edit it and then, do what I need to do there. Yeah, so the stream current bitrate is yada, 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 is higher than the recommended. I don't know how I'm getting higher than the recommended, but whatever. So before it was, too little. Now it's too much, right? Imagine that. So my apologies again. So yeah, it was either do another video and then, really shrink it down or do it in real time and then make another video with that live stream and condense it a bit. My idea was that, okay, fine, I'm just going to do it live because it makes more sense. This is really, I kid you not, what you are watching, as boring as it is as good as it gets when it comes to building this stuff. I don't usually talk to myself, so imagine that, but I try to interact with people as much as I can when I'm doing this kind of crap here, but as they say, how you done it right, you done it twice. We don't have a whole heck of a lot left more to go here at this point. Just to kind of catch you up on what I've done, that is what I have done. So most everything is in place at this point. So we got most of the way through what we were trying to do. I've literally got a few. We didn't get to the pots. I was hoping to at least get through the pots. I don't know that we're going to do that. There might be. I mean, there's obviously well over an hour worth of work left to go. But my hope was that had I not gotten interrupted and lost 10, 15 minutes of time, that by that point in time I would be pretty close to working my way downwards. But we're gonna see how this goes. So this is what I was putting in last, was this guy here, and I didn't quite get that far because all of a sudden I noticed that my stream died, and I had some help with somebody saying that they got the Ring of Death, and I didn't know what that was, to be honest. The White Ring of Death is apparently not cool, bro. So, yeah, there we have it. So, what I'm going to do is continue on and just continue on. So, thank you for coming back. I appreciate that because, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. I guess I'll try to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Sorry, I'm doing a little things off camera here, cutting parts. But so I posted a video the other day about the recent stuff going on with what was it, the guitar review shit going bad. I think it landed pretty well. I feel like it hit the way I wanted it to hit. If that's anything to anybody, I don't know. Don't care, I guess, because it's too late now. It's in the ether, so I don't really get a choice either way. What I can tell you is that entire video was unscripted. So the thoughts and feelings that I had were very much real and happening in real time. So that I feel is kind of cool in that regard, because I know at least that I really, it was candid. That was a candid video, and I don't know if people caught that or not. I don't think people appreciate that. The beginning of that video was wild. So I did not expect that when I hit the intro button. So, you know, I have things set up in OBS, so I hit one button and it starts like a macro of like 3 or 4 things that happen kind of sequentially. So I hit the go button, and all of a sudden it was like, as soon as I hit that button, I had to burp, and it was just like, oh boy, this is gonna suck. And then by the time the burp finally came to be, it was it was go time. So it was just like, all right, well, we're just gonna, you know, plan on this being a dud video, because I didn't anticipate that one actually being the shot that I would use. But I did the burp, and it was just like, that wasn't so bad, you know. As you know, I'm thinking this stuff out in real time as I'm going through all the other crap that I'm thinking in my brain. And then it comes down to the you know, all the thoughts and feelings and this, that, and the other. And it was just like, everything's kind of landing the way I thought of it in my head. And then we get to the end, and I was talking about how you get the Dr. Pepper, and then you get it, you know, you have a 12 ounce, and then you get the 16 ounce, and that's how you get the burps. And it was just like, oh my God, that came in real time. I was just like, oh my God. I don't think people appreciate that. You got to be a dumbass to come up with that shit in real time. So I don't know. I was smitten with it, because as I listened back to it, going, oh my God, I freaking burped in the beginning. This isn't going to be cool. And then, you know, you get to the end, and it kind of all tied together. Like it was like a coherent thought from the beginning to the end almost. And I mean, for as much as I ramble on, that was like amazeballs as it was to have something literally just land in my lap like that. I was just like, oh hell yeah, this is cool. So yeah, I kept it, and then that was the end all be all to that. So I'm gonna attempt to do this. That thing stayed put. I know my finger's about to get burnt though right now. This is gonna suck a little bit, because it's just gonna suck, because it gets hot real quick. Ow. All right, let's see what we got here. That should work, except for one little problem. You know what that little problem is? I don't like where it is. I don't like where it's at. We need to go on the other side of that. I'm telling you guys, this is how much I love you. I'm willing to risk my fingers getting burned so I can put this wire in the right spot. There we go. That's actually what I want, I think. Yes, that is exactly what I want, except for I want it to be square. Right there. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it right there. And right now I just need to tack it in place. All right. Sorry, I know there's not much to see here. And I need it to go down just a skosh more. There we go. And actually, if I could get it to go down just a little bit more even still from there. There it is. There it is. All right, so what we've got here is a problem, because what I managed to do is get to everything to touch this lower plate that's down there, and that does no good. So what we've got to do now is peel these back out. That's why we cut them a little bit on the short or the long side, so we can go back and fine tune them, because we need them to be just a little bit shorter to do the same thing. Sorry, again, not much to see here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm boring as all hell. All right. So yeah, I was quite smitten with that video. I don't know about you, because that was awesome, just the way it landed. I think, like, you just can't make that kind of shit up in real time. I don't feel like That was made up in not like the feelings were true. Okay, so the part that was made up in real time was like the analogies and like the whole, you know, this is that and that and that and yada yada yada, right? All that stuff was made up in the real time. But when it lands like it's supposed to, man, oh man, you feel like an alien sometimes. And we're going to go down to the bottom half here. There it is. All right, now we want you to go down. Perfect. I can do better. But that isn't bad. Here's where I'm going to do better, though. I'm going to get this guy to melt, and I'm going to push it down ever so slight like. There we go. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I can live with that. I can dig it. So, I don't like that it doesn't go straight across, though. Damn. But luckily that side over there was the redo side. So this is the side that needs to get redone anyway. Oh. Did you just see that? Damn. That was brutal. That was hate crime right there. Oops. Don't do what I just did. There we go. Get in there. Sorry. That was a hate crime right there, what you just saw. Okay, well, this will function. So what I did was I hit the capacitor and I knocked it all the way down. So these capacitors have to be in like this very particular spot in order to work for what I got going on here. And I have not soldered them yet, mainly because they're going to be the most particular ones I got to deal with. I kind of felt like it would just make sense to get everything else kind of done up first. So just FYI, there's so much to do. And if you don't mind melting and going down. Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. That's more or less how we like it. Okay. That's pretty freaking straight there. I think I can manage with that, or I can live with that. Again, I told you I'm like one of those types of people that's just not, I'm not normal in that regard. So there are a lot of things that bother me when they're not perfectly straight or perfectly this or whatever, you know. So it's not easy for me to let certain things go. It's just not easy. And that will have to do, methinks. So what we're going to do is get straightened out there. And then we're going to go like this, because it's got like a little bow for me pushing it down. It's pretty dang good. And that's really tight, but we're going to make it work. All right. So, my apologies. All right, so we've got our jumper. Did I even do it the right way? Probably not. No, I didn't even do that right. I did not even do that right. It was supposed to go to number 7, not to number 8. So you just watch me fook it up in real time, because that's how much attention I was paying. Golly gee darn it. And everybody's still there. That's an amazing part. So I put all that effort in to that for no damned reason whatsoever. How embarrassing. That's what I get for not paying attention. Oops. I don't even know if one of these other wires or leads is going to be long enough. Yeah, it will be. It'll be just long enough. So, to kind of catch you up on what just happened there, I do have a wire that needs to go there, to this one here, but it needs to come over, around, and down to that, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is not that one. I believe it's this one. Let me double check. Yeah, it's going to be this one here. So this one here, I pre-bent earlier to make this a little bit easier on everybody and myself, and that would go there like that. And if it were easy, everybody would be doing it, right? Is that the saying? That's the saying I'm gonna go with. If and it were easy, everybody would be doing it. And if everybody did it, then nobody would do it anymore, because, right? Right? I don't know. Let's see if this is gonna work even. This might just be long enough. Yeah, this will work. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put that in there. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tin this up a little bit here. Then we're gonna take this guy and get it kind of set up in there. And get ready to burn my fingers again, because that's what I do. Burn my fingers for you. And I don't think I need it to be quite that far in. There we go. We'll put it right there. And now the challenge is going to be to get it down into here. Let's see if this is going to fucking fly. Now that I've already got all the other wires kind of goofed up in there, right? It did it. It went in there. Holy cow. That worked way better than I thought it would. And I still have some room to go here. What do you know? That was unreal. Close enough. Well, if that wasn't freaking embarrassing, holy hell. 2 streams and it just couldn't. I don't know what it is. Everything looks strong, and then just that quick. I mean, it seems I only got through 17 minutes that time instead of the hour or 45 minutes it was. So we're going to try to make something out of this. I don't know what. I already took the other ones off of public. It's embarrassing as fuck. I'm over it. OBS is kind of getting on my last nerve right now, because I just cannot win with it at the moment, it seems. I'm not sure what the hell it is, but it's just, sometimes it just, I don't know what it is. I just don't know. Like, I can't do enough, good enough, fast enough. I tell you what. And trying to do, fuck. You know what I mean? Just what do I got to do to make OBS last? I did a stream the other day. I shit you not, it was like 2 hours. No, it was almost 3 hours, and it was just fine. And I do this one here, and it's like 17 minutes. Come on. I don't know how people do it. There's got to be something to it. I don't know what the hell it is. Obviously I've got some work to do, so since there is no takesies backsies on this, though, because we've already done half the damn work, we're just gonna have to do this. I gotta do something now to just make sure I'm not freaking gonna want to kill myself afterwards. So this has to go on here like so. I think that's the chassis, because yeah, that's the chassis, because if I go like this, I wonder how it would change. Same. The chassis has been twacked somehow or another, so that is not me, because that should definitely clear as needed. Alright, we're just going to keep on keeping on. I apologize, everybody. Absolute pile of dog crap in that regard. I am so upset right now. I am not happy. I don't know what else to say. I guess I'm just super duper disappointed. So we're just gonna make the best of this in whatever way that we freaking can, and that's just gonna be that. What do I gotta do here? What the fuck do I gotta do? If you actually watched the live stream and you weren't laughing at me, I'd be surprised, because holy hell. I'm 0 for 2 on that crap. 0 for freaking 2. And it is super duper not cool. Alright. Well, that's not exactly how I would like to do that. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to flip that direction the other way. I thought I was going to do it that way. I am not. There we go. I know there's some people laughing at me. Hey, welcome to YouTube, fucker. That might be the ropes. I don't know. I don't know how many people have had something like happen where everything's cool until it isn't, and your stream dies on you not once but twice. I don't know what it is. I've obviously got some work to do though, because that was some bullshit, man. Some absolute bullshit. Not happy, as you can tell. So I don't know what else to do. Don't know what else to do. I'm trying not to spend a whole bunch of money, but I think it's come down to that point. The wife's gonna hate me. She doesn't know it yet, but I'm about to spend a lot of money. So there's that. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Because I need this thing to sit there. I'm just gonna get it to tack in place. Just sit right there. Are you gonna stay right there? It looks like it will actually. It's not exactly where I want it to go though. Hold on, we can do better. Let's see if that does any better. Okay. That is not bad. So, as you can see, I'm trying to get this thing to line up in this slot right here, which has a lot going on in it already, but we're about to change some of that. Right, meow. By melting, I probably wet the tip. You wet the tip. That's what they say. I'm not mad at you guys. Don't feel like I'm trying to be aggro to you. That is not the case. I can tell you right now, I am very much upset only at one person, and that is myself. It is not a cool place to be. I'll tell you what. I kind of wish I could go better than that even. Hold on. And no, we're not going to get better than that. Who am I trying to kid? I should have planned that out a little bit better is what I'm getting at. And this one here, we're going to make sure it's going to get nice and tight like. Oh yeah. So that's always the downer with this stuff here is when you get heat on the things, you kind of end up having to go back to clean everything up again. And you got to get the heat on there like right freaking now. And that's why you wet the tip. You wet the tip to get the heat on there. So that way it doesn't create little hooks. And see, I didn't get it on and off quick enough, so I ended up with a little hook. And that's not cool. So, whatever. That's just going to be what it is, I guess. So we're going to keep working here. And we're going to keep working here. There's a lot going on right now here. So I've got a turret. I've got like 3 or 4 components in there. So there's a lot going on right here, and it's costing me. It's going to not look very pretty when I'm done. I already know it's not going to look pretty enough. Although, that did kind of come out somewhat decent. That actually kind of came out semi-decent. I don't like where that angle of the dangle is at, so what I'm going to do now is move it up. There we go. Maybe right in there is where you want to actually be. Nope, we got to go up higher. And what did I learn? Get up. Get. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Okay, so that is where I actually want you to be, which means I need to then put a real glob on there and hold it there, because it's going to go back down. So that means I need to hold it back up where it wants to be or needs to be. But I need to do it in such a way where it doesn't freaking do that kind of crap. In a situation like that would be the only time I would say it's okay to wrap the cable around, or we'll wrap the lead around. But I'm still saying no. There's just no need to do it if you either soldered it nicely or you didn't. So we've gotten all the main components at this point in time. I've got one 10K left to go. I need to get down into the pots down there, and as well as this whole thing is gone, I don't think it's really going to matter. So that's a 1 meg, and I should have, there's a 10K, and I should have another 10K here if I'm not mistaken. And there's another 10K. So we're going to save these two and that for down there. This guy is going to go right here, and I need to bend it down pretty much right at its thing. So we're just going to go like that, and we're going to cut it much shorter. Not that short, but we're going to cut it at least that short. And are you now where you need to be? Oh my, that actually worked out very well. And then we're going to cut this semi-short because we want it to actually land inside of the freaking turret. And I think right there is pretty good. So I'm just trying to make it so that all the parts are sitting upright. That actually came out really good. So I'm not going to solder this one yet because that's where the main power comes in. So what I'm going to do is do something like this. We're going to get the tip all nice and cleaned up, and then we're going to touch down. There it goes. There it is. Ooh, that came out good. All right, I'm actually happy with that. So as you can see, it's pretty tight in there. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on in that tight little spot. And I tried to make it look as clean as I could. I am not going to get down to here tonight. It's obvious that the way that this video has gone, that I'm just going to have to... I'm going to have to do this where I just do it and you come back later to me having completed it, because nothing I swear at this point has gone as it should have, and it is very, very disappointing to me. So I am just beautifying what I can and sticking things in where I can, and it's looking mostly like everything's okay. So what's going to happen next is I got one more jumper that goes over the top of this here, and I'm going to go ahead and just do it now because I can, and I'm just not going to solder in the part that I actually have something going into it with. So we're going to kind of just get it done, I guess is the word for it. That will function. All right, so let's do this. All right. All right. Well, that actually kind of did what it was supposed to do. And then that will jump into there like so. And now what you end up with is that crissy-crossy thing going on. This is where the signal comes in at there, that one I just put in. And it looks like it will just clear everything over the top here. We're going to ensure that, though, as soon as I undo the fuck-up I just did. There we go. So that all gets smashed down. Oh, yeah, that's going to fit like a glove. All right. I'm just going to make sure things are bent down in a nice, pretty-like fashion, and that things are not touching where they're not supposed to touch. A little too close right there. I don't like that so much, but get down in there. That might actually be okay. We'll come back and check all that stuff, and that's poking up where it needs to be. Everything looking pretty good at the moment. All right, I'm going to call it. This is bullshit. I'm done. Now you know why a lot of these builders don't do this stuff in real time. I'm not drunk enough for this crap. it's a pain in the butt, especially when you're doing prototyping. This is a prototype, so I hope you understand that as a prototype, this has never been built before. This is done in real time. You are watching me try to figure out how to build this thing in real time. So you can kind of see the idiocracy that goes with it. It is not straightforward, and when you do this with your own amp and your own build and whatever, you can just kind of see the kind of frustration that you'll go through just to get to this point and try to make it as clean as I have currently got it. That is a hell of a task to get it even that clean with everything that's going on. Like, that is, I mean, it's okay, don't get me wrong, it's not like super duper crazy what's going on in there, but there's a lot of stuff going on in there, and it's not exactly like what's the word for it, I don't know, there's a lot going on. And it takes work, and it may not even work. Here's the sad thing. I might put this thing together and it might be noisy as all hell. It might sound like doo-doo, and how do you fix any of it once it's at this point? So I might have like $200-300 worth of parts here. Yeah, not quite 300, closer to $200 in total in parts that, you know, just nothing. There might just be nothing. So I don't know. We'll have to come to that and see how it works. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start doing this stuff on my own because it's just apparent that this is not the way to do content. So thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.